All right, shalom, shalom. This the brother Michael Ward from JMS Lake Charles Camp, coming at you again with another video through the Spirit. But before I do anything, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who strive and taught us this truth, and blessings to you brothers across four winds, pushing this truth and sincerity. All right, the title of this video is going to be called "The Fight is Only Going to Get Harder." You know, and as that fight get harder, we must continue, to fight. No matter how hard it may get, no matter how things may look, we must continue to throw punches. We can't give up. We can't let, the things that we go through get the best of us. Even if it look like there is no way out, keep swinging. Know that the Lord is on our side as well. So we can't lose if the Lord is on our side. And I'm speaking to myself first and foremost, because it's easy to say, when you going through these tribulations and it's no one there to help you, there's no one there to help you, and it seems like it's no way out, but with the Lord, hey, nothing is impossible. It's always a way out, and we have the true power on our side. So, hey, we're going to get through whatever we have to go through. With the Lord on our side, we're going to get through it, man. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13. It says, "There hath no temptation taken you, but such as common to man. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above than ye are able to bear. But will with the temptation also make a way to escape that ye may bear it." Right. So the Lord is not going to give you, too much. He's not going to give you something that you can't handle. If he puts you in a certain situation, he know that, you can get through it. You just have to use the tools that you need, to get through it, man. And ultimately, you have to be strong. You have to be strong. He's not putting you, through nothing that you can't handle. Everything that you going through, it has an escape route. You just have to find it. Everything. So when it look like there's no way out, when it look like you just stuck, sit back, pray, call upon the Lord, man. Cast everything into his hands, man, and watch he show you that escape route. Watch he get you through it. Watch he guide you through it, man. But you must know, you have to continue to fight, no matter what the case is, man. You losing family, your girl left you, you all alone, losing the job, whatever the case may be, you can't stop fighting. You have to keep throwing punches, no matter what it is, because at the end, hey, it's going to be worth it. The things that the Lord is going to provide, for his man that endured, it's going to be worth the fight. So why not keep going? This is James chapter 1 and verse 12. It say, "Blessed is the man that endured temptation, for when he is tried, he should receive the crown of life, which the Lord had promised to them that loved him." Right, man. Which the Lord promised to them that love him, that crown of life. But you have to endure. You have to keep throwing them bows, man. Even when it look like, you down, you down, you think you down on the star card, not the star card. What's this shit called? When you think you down on the cards, man, just keep fighting. Keep throwing them punches. It made me think about Creed, man. In the last fight in Creed 2, I think his name Drago, he had done dropped Creed ass like fucking 4 times, man. And Creed just dug in his bag even more, man. That last time he got the beating on the ground, he got very angry, and he got up and got the beating his ass, man. Likewise us, man, in this today's fight, man. When they get the best of us, it may knock us down a couple times, but we have to continue to get up and dig in our bag, man. You have to dig deeper. We have to know that the Lord is always going to be there for us. We have to know that he's always going to fight for us, man. No matter what the case is, you know, it's nothing that's in front of us that we can't get over. This is Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 11. It say, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, said the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." Right. And what's that expected end? The kingdom. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua wants to give us the kingdom, but, you know, we have to fight for it. You know, look at what Yahushua went through, you know, to get his kingdom, man. The things that he went through was not easy. So what do you think we're going to have to go through? You know, and Yahushua came in the flesh, went through persecuted, you know, getting beat, spit on, you know, so on and so forth, man. He came in the flesh. And then the crazy part is, you know, as he came in the flesh and went through those things, he had power, man. You know, when I think it was Peter, he cut one of the man's ear off, and the Lord touched him and healed it. Because the Lord knew, hey, this is something I have to go through to get my kingdom, man. This is something that I have to go through. So I'm not going to let you get in the way of that, man. Put your sword up. And he endured that shit, man. So we must do the same. Whatever we face with, man, just because shit getting hard don't mean stop fighting. You know, why quit? And we so close to getting that everlasting joy, man. Quitting should not be in our mind. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 1. It say, "My son, if thou comes to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." Right? Get ready for these different trials you're going to be faced with, man. It's different levels to this. You know, once you finish one trial, you know, be ready for the other one. And it's not going to be the same as the last trial, you know. As you elevate, you know, these trials get harder and harder, you know. But as they get harder and harder, you know, you have to learn more, you know, and by you learning more, you able to, you know, put the things that you learn, you know, into play, you know. Okay, the scripture said this, you know. Okay, I was put in this situation, you know, the scripture said this, you know, and then the Lord put you around brothers that probably went through that situation, you know, or that probably went through that situation, man. You know, and if brothers in your camp haven't went through that situation, you know, you have a brother on the internet that probably did a video on how he handled it and how he got through it, man. And the Lord put that there, you know, to help you, to strengthen you in your time of need, man. You know, so we have to use the tools that we have. You know, we have the brothers around us, you know, to give us counsel. Hey, what to do? This is what I'm going through. What to do? You know, pop off a fast, you know, pray, you know, watch videos, lock in, you know, so on and so forth, man. There's different ways that we can get help, you know, through these situations, you know, that we're faced with. And I'm speaking to myself first and foremost, man, because I done been put in situations, you know, and I done shut down, you know, didn't want to talk to nobody, you know, being in that lonely wolf spirit, man, always in the room, you know, not coming out, you know, and that don't help at all, man. When you going through certain things, you need to be around like-minded men, you know. That's why the Lord gave us this brotherhood, man, because that brotherhood is going to uplift you. It's verse 2. It says, "Set thy heart aright, constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble." It say, "Cleave into him and depart not away, that thou may be increased in thy last end." Right, man. The Lord is going to increase us, but we must know these things. Verse 4, it say, "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to the Lord's state." Right. So when you're going through this hell, you know, and you change to the Lord's state, you know, be patient. Know that, you know, that hell that you're going through is not going to last forever. You know that the hell that you're going through is temporary, man. You know, it's not going to last forever. It's going to be for a moment. You know, it might be a couple of weeks. You know, it might be a day, might be 2 days, 3 days, you know, a week. Ain't no telling how long it's going to be, but it's not going to last forever, bro. You know, so we must know that. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 2 and verse 5. It say, for as gold is tried in the fire, an acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. Right, man. So just how that gold is tried in the fire, we're going to be tried as well. But we must continue to fight. Don't let the opponent get the best of you, man. And I'm gonna go back to Creed again, because Creed even had, broken ribs and shit. But he was digging. He was digging in, man. Fighting. And from the looks of it, Creed was getting his ass beat on them cars, man. He was getting beat on the cars, but he had enough fight in him to finish his opponent off, man. With the knockout, and won. So if we continue to fight and we continue to dig deep, we're going to finish our opponent off, man. And we're going to win and get that crown that we've been fighting for, man. But we must continue to fight. Even though this fight get harder, we must dig deep, But that's all I have for this lesson. Lord willing, that was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Krakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who strive and taught us his truth. And peace and blessings to you brothers across four winds, pushing his truth and sincerity. Until next time, Shalom.